Red 2 standing by, all for lit, and in the green, welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. We have wrapped everything up in the Snow Kingdom, and we are ready to head out to the next area, the Seaside Kingdom. So, we've been spending plenty of time in the snow, and now we have the beach-based kingdom. I think it's a little unfair that the ice-based kingdom doesn't get as much focus as the beach one, but we're still going to be chasing down Bowser and hitting that hyperdrive as we pursue the villain and try to rescue Peach and Tiara. We're obviously not going to catch them just yet, but we've got a long journey ahead of us. A lot of fun to be had, hopefully. Because I have to try and keep this entertaining and talk about something meaningful. Well, the stickers are accumulating and the Odyssey does look a little bit tacky. So they're serving frosted cake at the wedding, are they? Not if we serve them a defeat first. Haha. Seeing as how blah blah blah. Backwards somersault. Let's read up on the Seaside Kingdom. There's a carbonated sea that's supposed to be quite nice. And it says here to be sure we visit the 4 giant fountains. One in the north, one in the south, one in the east, one in the west. And if you play the Oath to Order, you get a gigantic bottle of soda water. The world, or maybe tonic water if you want the world's biggest gin and tonic. Away we go. Now, something I know I have been forgetting to do is to use the binoculars to look for the Sphinx or a flying taxi cab depending on the area, because you get power moons out of that. The glass is half empty. There's a giant bald octopus that is drinking all the water. Whoa. What's on top of the fancy goblet? Okay, so the Bubblainians, they are very obviously meant to be French. I mean, they've got the beret, they've got the moustache, they're snails. Bubblaine used to be a beautiful resort until that foul creature showed up. Just look at him guzzling all of our treasured sparkle water. Won't you help us put a stop to him? I'm not sure what on earth that accent is going to be, and in fact it's probably better if my accents are genuinely terrible and unidentifiable, because then I can offend everyone with how terrible they are and not limit myself. You know, that's the important thing. I am the sort of person who's like, well, I don't hate any individual group of people. That's so limiting. I just hate humans in general. Individual humans I very much can wind up liking, but I am absolutely generally misanthropic when it comes to the broader species. I just take a dislike to people, and it saves a lot of time, because people, well, I know if you work in retail, you quickly realise that people suck. Ah, yes. That is for New Donk City. I know where that one is. And I've been talking over the gorgeous accordion music. So we can sneak through here. There are lots of moons for us to get, and we'll be fighting kelp as well. Now, if I remember this rightly, this is... It was... See, I knew it was... I just wasn't sure exactly which one it was. I think this particular treasure trap is based on Treasure of the Ocean Cave in Super Mario 64. And if there are a few moons which are deliberate homages to previous games in the Mario franchise, I think that's really cool. So we don't need to stay in Bubblaine for very long, which is weird. But we will be spending plenty of time on this particular level. It's supposed to be the French Riviera. And it is a beautiful kingdom, especially once we get the story moons organised. It's just the beach volleyball sucks and I'm not doing that. Oh, wait. I landed on some purple coins. Let's have an info dump. Bubblaine, the relaxing resort by the carbonated sea. Population middling, size wide. Locals Bubblainians. Currency shell-shaped. Industry bubbly water and tourism. Temperature average 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Razor Glass, the spectacle known as Glass Tower, isn't just majestic, thereby hangs the phrase spectacle glass or glasses. It also fulfills the critical role of manufacturing the fabulous local product Sparkle Water. It stands atop the Glass Palace, which has a uniquely beautiful architectural style. It's a treasure to be explored. A miraculous mixture. The 4 fountains in Bubblaine spray seawater toward the Glass Tower. The ocean here is carbonated but otherwise unremarkable. However, when blended in the Glass Tower, it takes on a deep, elegant flavour and becomes sparkle water. This treasured beverage is said to bring good fortune, happiness, and even romance to those who drink it, which has led to it being featured in many wedding ceremonies. I don't care about the romance bit, I could do with the good fortune and happiness. A lot of people in the world could do with good fortune and happiness, and a lot of people, I won't go too deep into it, but suffice to say that a lot of people deserve thunderbolts to the head and they're not getting them. Nature's fire hoses. These unusual creatures collect seawater constantly. They use this water both to defend themselves and to propel themselves, sometimes straight up. The gushions are amazing. A love nest for eels. In addition to the fun resort spots found in Bubblaine, there are some notably dangerous locations as well. One of these is the underwater cave connected to the lighthouse where gigantic creatures called morays, formerly unagis, make their nests and shoot out their long bodies in response to stimuli. A little caution can go a long way when exploring this place. Well, you know what they say, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's a moray. When an eel lunges out and bites you on your snout, that's a moray. Nature's hot tub. Tough crowd. A ways away from the beach sits an outdoor bath fed by a natural hot spring. Don't let the locals in there, they'll cook. Featuring full ocean views, it has become quite popular with tourists. This spring was formed by volcanic activity on the ocean floor and it's said to have numerous medicinal effects. Take one dip and we're sure you'll fall for its charms. It's also a lovely natural reprieve from the modern resort developments. Relaxing competition. When in Bubblaine, be sure to enjoy a game of beach volleyball on the local court. The on-site coach gives strong guidance even for beginners. As they say around here, let's play. That's what I'm doing. 3 keys to the kingdom. Gasp at the sight of all 4 fountains spraying into the Glass Tower. Refresh yourself with the fizzy delights of Bubblainian seawater. Play in the action-packed beach volleyball tournaments. Alrighty. So we can buy some new clothes here. Welcome aboard. We have fabulous new products for you. Seaside Kingdom Power Moon. Oh, and one of my favourite outfits in the game. The moon for shopping in Bubblaine. It's interesting to note that the Bubblainians actually speak in a manner very similar to characters in Splatoon. Pirate hat. Yarr! Pirate outfit. Whether plundering cargo or burying treasure, you're going to need an extremely fancy coat. Pirates probably, well, realistically, they didn't bury treasure because you needed to be able to actually get back there and not lose your map or anything like that. If they wouldn't always take riches, but they'd wind up basically taking a lot of supplies they needed, then maybe trade riches if they needed, and some pirates did actually sell people into slavery. All we need is the beard, and is it Patchy the pirate from SpongeBob? We could be. But here we go, we have our pirate outfit, which I really like. I mean, let's face it, all throughout Cardfight Vanguard, I've played Grand Blue, which is it is basically undead pirates. All sorts of sinister, supernatural, and undead pirates, and you get a little bit of fun along the way with some of the approaches, because you've got ones like Night Rose, who are very exuberant and cheerful. You have more malicious ones like Cassitus. Baskerk is basically Davy Jones. And then we had the spiritual successor in Zorga, which is probably my favourite deck to play in the Overdress series. It's a lot of fun, and it's very nice getting into the games, setting up my combos, and just casually going, oh, my rear guards are swinging for 70,000 power, dealing 2 damage. And it's just... You just get to do so much cool stuff with that deck. It's so versatile, but its biggest issue is it's never going to have room to do everything it can do. You've just got to pick a way to play, but the sheer versatility of the Zorga deck is its greatest strength. It's perhaps not the strongest tournament deck out there, but it'll do pretty well for you. Alright, so we need to look in every nook and cranny for purple coins. Down we go, fishy. Underwater highway tunnel. Up we go. Yeah, you'll need to do a lot of exploring in order to get all the purple coins here. But it's well worth it because it's such a fascinating place. Alright, so there's kelp, presumably preventing us from building a series of breathing apparatus. Ooh. Down. We get a heart. Yeah. The fact that this is just... There's so much to do because just the sheer depth of all your swimming allows you to have a lot in the level. And yes, depth, quite literal. I like swimming because I like swimming levels because it's like, put it this way, it's almost an acceptable version of vertical platforming because you can still do stuff, but you're not being plagued by the necessity of... Wait, do I have to disco fish? Do I have to disco fish all the kelp? Or does it just keep coming back? I think it does just keep coming back. Oh well. But basically, being able to swim around is, as I said, it's much better vertical platforming because you can control your altitude. Ooh. Home in on Dory for the power moon. Merci, Dory. So, obviously Dory doesn't like the cheeps, but we do have to do a lot of exploring as the cheep. Down and around, and of course we're not actually going to do anything about their problems for a while because I want to explore and get purple coins. Such is the approach of being me. Okay. Alright. So this is the glass palace. There we go. Glass palace treasure chest. We are going to find a lot of treasure and we are dressed for plundering booty, as you might expect, because we're pirates. I'm going to try not to make too many plundering booty jokes because those are stale and they're not really that original. In all fairness, we've probably heard jokes like that before and they weren't funny the first time you heard them. They're probably not funny now. Alright. Oh, that's a cool shot under a dangerous ceiling. Alright. Let's go here and see what we can find. But yeah, it's so much more relaxing because I'm able to go through this at my own pace, doing it my own way, having a bit of fun with things and not worrying about falling or whatever. It's just like, okay, let's do this our own way. It's slow, it's steady, but it's enjoyable. You can control the pace. You're not brutally punished for one small error. It's just fun. Underwater work can be a little bit tricky depending on how good the controls are. But, honestly... Oh! Slipped through the nesting spot. I didn't do a very good job of that. So we could theoretically leave and not have to do anything. So... Just like in Mario 64, the Morays are invincible. we got here? Alright, well, we'll leave our fish for now. Oh, no. Don't get to go that far. Alright, off we go. Yeah, it's just, I think it's much, much easier having a level that sort of changes altitude like this. I mean, I've made my feelings on vertical Sometimes when you come to think of it, it almost seems like there's a lot of things I don't like about games. Okay, so I hate terrible controls, but that's universal. Nobody likes terrible controls. I don't like ice physics, but I'd also be inclined to say that one's universal, and ice physics are generally implemented very terribly. And yeah, I don't like vertical platforming either. I might seem like I'm a bit of a curmudgeon, but honestly, well, there's a lot of things I do still love. And unfortunately, one of the things I do not love is my sinuses bothering me. That is never going to change, unfortunately. That horrible burning sensation. Part of the problem is that the second cold I got morphed into a sinus infection, and then that ended up being a real pain because I lost my voice. Now, hopefully doing this doesn't screw over my voice. I'm a little worried about that, in all fairness, because I had to take time off work because I didn't have my voice. Because, unfortunately, I do actually have to talk to people as much as I mention I don't like people. I mean, as I've frequently said, I am the sort of person whose people allocation for an entire week is done by midday on a Monday. And I have to spend the rest of my week dealing with people, and I'm just running out of batteries for it. It's really not that fun. Man, there are so many little tunnels. It's a shortcut. This is probably... I didn't realize this was there. This is probably a better kept secret than everything to do with the secret flower field, which was very obvious as to its location. We might find some more things down here. We got any purple coins? There's a moon down here. Oh, the fish bumped its head. If I go down... Gap in the ocean trench. Yeah, we are actually nearly done. In terms of moons required to progress the game. Nice, we're almost halfway on our purple coins. That's a very good result. Don't think we got any more purple coins in this particular area, unless they're right at the bottom. But I do need to hop out of being the fish for just a little while, because otherwise the Sphinx won't talk to us.
Greetings, traveller, and to your hat as well. Can you answer my riddle while not drowning? What is the name of this land?
Bubblaine.
You are correct. Perhaps that wasn't much of a riddle. Anywho, proceed.
And in we go. And, yep. The Sphinx's underwater vault. So, we could leave if we wanted to, but I'm not going to. Because, of course, we have things to find. Oh, there's a seed. So, we do need this. So let's top up our air and start surfacing. We can also buy an appropriate outfit to help us get another power moon. Can we make it all the way to the top? Yes. So we have to make it all the way over to near the volleyball court. and we... Oh, that's just a life up heart. Already had one, so... Glass Palace. So we've got our glass tower, we've got our glass palace. Do we have Glass Joe? Maybe not. This is the wrong game after all. But if we head across here, whoever plugged up the fountains wasn't messing around. Alright. Oh man, I've missed a lot of checkpoints. So... Yeah, look, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So, there's that. Now it's probably time to do a few things above water. So, grab this. And there we go. So, it's interesting that you do actually get the option to wind up... basically wind up running on the surface of the water in this game. Because that was one of the things you could do in Super Mario 64 DS. Luigi could do it briefly. It didn't actually get used for anything, but it was... you just could. So we have a nice... So we have a nice 8-bit area with our very stylish pirate... Oh! Get back up. So we have to enter the different areas. I had a feeling that might happen. You have to enter the different 8-bit pipes in order to set everything up so that you can get the Power Moon in there. It's actually a really creative puzzle. Oh well, this one just gives us a few coins. I ain't gonna complain about that. That's... Oh, that's cool. So, do these actually have anything in them? Was hoping for one secret coin block, but I was wrong. Oh well, we'll have a look around and see what the other two are going to give us. And hopefully we'll get our Power Moon soon, and then I can actually work on getting to the Gushins. So, if I get this right... Wait for the platform to come across again. There we go. So what do we do down here? I think I have to go here. Ah, we did get it right. What does the other one get us? Ocean Bottom Maze Treasure. The other one must just set something up. Where does it take us anyway? Ah, righto. So that just sets up whatever's in there. I think it's just coins. Oh well, not much we need to worry about, really. Let's just keep on our merry way and see if we can find a Gushin or two. Ah, good. So avoid the jets of water. Gushins are very much loved because of their excellent movement capabilities. You can move around quickly and easily using them. But note that you can't keep going forever. If you're not actually on water, you'll start running out of juice. Or water. So essentially you get to move like a jet ski. And you can travel around to different areas. You can only hit certain heights. Otherwise, you sort of move around and very slowly on land. But... oh, nice. So there's a seed down... so there's a seed up here. But there are also purple coins, which is the most important thing. Look everywhere. I mean, yes, it is a little tricky to actually find all the purple coins in the Seaside Kingdom because of the nature of everything. But at the same time, it's a lot of fun searching because you get some of the game's best movement options. Oh, did it disappear? It disappeared. Apparently those things are called moon snakes. Alrighty, take them out. 67 coins. Gee, we're only on the first episode and we're already doing pretty well on our coins. But I suppose that's kind of my primary focus. Okay, I don't... is that a moon? Yes, it is. The back canyon excavate. Alright, get up here. Take out the small Goombas. And we can get a seed. Now, the Gushins come in very handy. Once we actually get back to the volleyball course... oh, ow! My seed! That's actually really not... dying in that order. Also, yelling out, ow, my seed is really not something you should say. I don't advise saying that. It's not great. It sounds extremely questionable. So yeah, don't do that. Don't say questionable things by accident. Well, try not to say them deliberately, but you can't always control whether you say questionable things by accident or not, but try not to. Alright, avoid the Goomba. How did it die? Did I wind up hitting it with the nut or something like that? That must have been what it was. Okay, I'll need to go back to that pipe. Alright, across we go. There's obviously something I can... flowers need water to grow. That was a lousy throw, but I got it anyway. So let's run back and get ourselves a Gushin. Ran right into it. Alright, jet along our merry way. Can I do this? If I position myself just right... Okay, it takes a little bit more water than we've got in reserve. Ugh. Move! They kind of look like hands when they don't have any water. But... plants need water to grow, right? Oh, that one obviously needs a lot more water than I anticipated. Move! Move! Go! Go, mysterious five-tentacled octopus! Quintupus doesn't quite sound right. Oh yeah. You actually get to top up your water when you get a power moon. The moons gained by gardening in this kingdom require different amounts of water to get. Sea gardening, canyon seed. We did all right for ourselves. So if we jet across here, we should be able to find somewhere else we can... Ah, it is right here. So, skip that. Open the door. We do not get on the floor and walk the dinosaur in this one, but rather we jet around with the Gushins. This is one I always have trouble with. The regular moon, fine. The backup moon I have a lot of trouble with. Alright, jet along. Yeah, it's going through here. This is kind of the bit I have a lot of trouble with. Alright, I did it first time. Treasure chest in the narrow valley. Down. Can I stick it? Fly through the narrow valley. Okay, sometimes I actually wind up sort of having the opposite of that Let's Play curse. When I think I'm going to do terribly, I do reasonably well first time around. Now, hang on. Once we're swimming around... Oh, yeah, I'd better get a Gushin and get those. But that should probably wind up wrapping up this particular episode. I want to get those purple coins. I'm very nitpicky about things like that. Shortest ground pound ever. Alright, jet around. This thing is so good. Like, the Cheep, amazing movement option. Gushin, amazing movement option. And just the aesthetics of this kingdom, they were on point. Got them all. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2 returning to base. The cover's come off again. How did I fail and succeed? I thought I was going to have to start the whole thing again.
No! Not into the pit! It burns!